Hello everyone, welcome back to this channel. In this video, we are going to be making a scarf. One of my daughters, who is 9 years old, she was actually 8 in this video, but since it's taken me a while to post it, she has turned 9. She wanted to piece together some pieces of fabric or scraps to make a long scarf. And so it's basically just using a quilting technique. And then putting the pieces together that she wanted and then putting a backing on it as well. This is essentially just a long rectangle, and you're just ensuring that you have the right width that you want and length. So I'm gonna put on the screen just an example, like a diagram of how the measurements can look. Math is a big part of design and sewing, and in this particular project we did some math in order to figure out how long she wanted it and how wide each piece needed to be to have the finished length. We just kind of estimated it at certain points. One of the main things is just ensuring that you leave enough around the edges for the seam allowance. I think we did 5/8 in this video. You can do 1/2, 5/8. I would say no more than 1 inch seam allowance all the way around. The seam allowance is important just to ensure that you have the finished measurement that you want. I don't think we were very particular about the dimensions. She was just specific about the types of fabric she wanted to use and how she wanted to line them up and how she wanted the colors to work together. So that's what we were mostly focusing on. You may have seen in one of my previous videos where we used this pink fabric. It has a lei design on it that came from an outfit that my oldest daughter had when she was in hula in kindergarten. And then last year I used the same fabric. I restructured the garment, made her something new that she could wear in her 5th grade hula performance, the final performance at her elementary school. And then these other pieces are just fabrics that came from my stash. So my daughter, this daughter, who's my middle daughter, she is very much into design, and she's a little fashionista, I guess. She has her own style, and she's very creative. She's an artist. She actually won an art contest recently and was recognized in front of hundreds of people for her artistry. So I'm very happy for her and proud of her. But she really likes this kind of thing. Yeah, so she wanted to design a scarf, and she chose all the fabric pieces herself and decided how she wanted it to be. I think it turned out really pretty. And as you can see in the previous clip, she did some of the sewing and I did some. We moved from one room to the other. I have a couple machines. I have machines set up in different rooms. But here she is with the scarf. She was very happy with how it came out, and she's just modeling it here. And I'll add some pictures at the end as well to show it just flat. but I think it turned out really good. So we put just a solid color on the back to cover up the seams. We don't want all the seam allowances showing, but it's a very fun scarf, very unique. So if you do this with scraps of fabric that you have, it'll come out pretty unique. No one's gonna have this. It's your own style, your own design, so you can really have fun with it, as we did. All right. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, just let me know. Take care.